Shankaracharyam
Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande
Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Om Sadhana Bhavatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayan, if you can mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. We chant the Sambandha Bhaashyam. We are in page number 88 of the PDF file and 87 of the Gita verse. Mantra number 14. Who is next to chant? Evam Purushe Atmani
Evam Purushe Atmani
Sarvam Pravilapya
Sarvam Pravilapya
Nama Rupa Karmatrayam
Nama Rupa Karmatrayam
Yat Mithya Jnana Vijrumbhitam
Yat Mithya Jnana Vijrumbhitam
Kriya Karaka Phala Lakshanam
Kriya Karaka Phala Lakshanam
Swatma Yathatma Jnanena
Swatmayatahatmya Jnanena
Marichi Udaka Rajju Sarpa Gagana Malaniva
Marichi Yudaka Rajju Sarpa Gagana Malani Iva
Marichi Rajju Gagana Swarupa Darshanena Eva
Marichi Rajju Gagana Swarupa Darshana Eva
Darshanena Eva
Darshanena Eva
Pasthaha
Swasthaha
Prashantatma
Prashantatma
Kritakrityaha Bhavati
Kritakrityaha Bhavati
Yataha Ataha Taddarshanartham.
Yataha Ataha Tat Darshanartham.
So in the last mantra, we saw last two mantras, in fact, after 10, 11, Panchakosha Viveka, trying to help us see that Atma which is different from the body, different from the world. Okay, that was shown there in 10 and 11. Then, Yesha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Ghudatmana Prakashate. Then that Atma is not available. It's not known. It's not visible. It's not one of the things in this world that I can go and look at. No, it's not available. But Sukshmaya Sukshmadarshibihi Drishyate. But when the person who is prepared for it can get that Atma, can know that Atma, Drishyate. We saw that. Then in the previous mantra, which is number 13, we saw the Pravilapa. This is called Nididhyasana mantra. Okay. And Yached Vangmanasi Prajnaha. So, just like the Panchakosha Viveka was said in mantras 10 and 11, that same process is used here to see that the entire world is sustained by Atma. How do you see it, or how do you do it? Do you have to do anything? Yeah, you have to do something called Nididhyasanam. Shravanam Mananam is a very important. After Shravanam and Mananam, which is actually the main thing here, then you have to own up what you know through Shravanam and Mananam by reminding myself that that Panchakosha Viveka is not like peeling the onion like this. Peel, 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 karke andar. There is a core inside. No, it's not like that. There's nothing to peel, really speaking. It is just exactly like what? You don't have to remove the snake from the rope. You don't have to remove. You don't have to physically do anything. You just have to see the rope for what it is. That is what it is. That is this Nididhyasana mantra, which we saw in 13. Now Shankara is giving a sambandha to the next mantra, a popular mantra, which we chanted just now. So let's take a look at this, what he's saying. Evam purushe atmani sarvam pravilapanam kritva. Having done this pravilapanam in the previous mantra, yachen manasi. So having gone cognitively from this body to the senses, to the mind, to the buddhi, to hiranya garbha, which is sukshma buddhi, to purusha, brahma, which is atma. Such a journey. It's a journey. It's an purely a cognitive journey. Okay. Having gone through that, evam purushe atmani sarvam pravilapya means sarvam, the entire world having resolved pravilapya, the entire world into this purusha, which is atma. Evam, in this manner, in the manner mentioned in the previous shloka, previous mantra. Okay. And what about, and then what? Nama Rupa Karma Trayam Yan Nitya Jnana Vijrumbhitam. Okay. Is now explaining what this Sarvam is. Sarvam means what? Sarvam means all. All. Has everybody come? Sarvam. Everybody. Right? That is Sarvam. So here he is saying it's not that kind of Sarvam. I'm going to explain what the Sarvam is. He says, Nama Rupa Karma Trayam. It's a triad. You can call it a trinity. There's a different kind of trinity. It's called Nama Rupa Karma. So, Shankaracharya is picking that phrase from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Okay? It's used by the Upanishad herself. It's a Nama Rupa Karma. Three things that keep this human being, that will characterize the life of a human being. Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa is the entire world of names and forms, is Nama Rupa. But then that's not enough. I have to do, I'm a Karta. So the Kartrutvam comes, therefore Karma comes. Therefore only I can get Karma Phalam. I want something, but I can't get something without Karma. So Karma implies Karma Phalam also. And implies this Samsara Chakra. So that is the Nama Rupa Karma Trayam. That triad, which is the name, form, action, or function, triad. Okay. Action or function. Objects have functions. I will have karma. Okay. Because every object in the world has a name and form, but it also serves a purpose and therefore has a function. Okay. And further what? Yat. Okay. That sarvam, which is mithya jnana vijrumbhitam. What kind of world? Look at the way he describes the world. This is how we Vedantins understand the world. And Vijrumbhitam means it just appears. It just appears in front of us. It's right there. Projected. Everybody sees the world and they think world is real, absolutely real. But everybody makes out, whatever they make out of this world only is what the world is. Like Swami Prakashanandaji said that day. Cow is walking. Oh my God, Gomata is walking. Come, let's give something to the cow. Or the other guy says, dinner is walking. That's how life is. So it's all what we make out life to be. And so here, projected, superimposed, emerging, vijrambitam. And how did this emergence, how does that happen? Mithya jnana vijrambitam. Mithya jnana. Mithya jnana means, mithya here means error. Erroneous knowledge means ignorance. Erroneous. The starting point itself is based on an error. And adhyasa, technical word Shankaracharya will use. And in the 13th chapter, Bhaashyam, he uses that. And then also Brahma Sutra Bhaashyam, it's called Adhyasa Bhaashyam. It's a beautiful introduction to Brahma Sutram Shankaracharya gives, where it's called Adhyasa Bhaashyam. It is a commentary which tells the diagnosis of the problem. What exactly is the problem? Only when we understand the problem, we can understand the solution. So here the diagnosis is what? Mithya jnanam. Erroneous, based on error, based on ignorance. Ignorance of who I am. The minute I am ignorant of who I am, I will be forced to conclude who I am, because I can't just, I see something, there is an object, okay? There is an object. Minimum that kind of conclusion has to be made. Then if further not clear, I have to make an assumption of what it is. Something makes me conclude what something is. And of course, the self is very much available. Shastram does not reveal Atma. Atma is ready, available for everybody. Nobody needs to be told you exist. Nobody needs to be told, I know I exist, but who am I is something we are born without knowing. And therefore, yana mithya jnana vijimritam. So yana, that sandhi is there. So yat becomes yana. Okay, that kind of a world, further characterized by what? Kriya karaka phala lakshanam. There's another way of putting it. He says, Kriya karaka phala lakshanam. Now he's defining it from the perspective of the jiva. World is nama rupa. What about me, jiva? Yeah, that is called kriya karaka phalam. I am a karta. Therefore, I want something. Ajnanam is there, therefore kama will be there. Kama will be there means karma has to be there. Karma is there means karma phalam will be there. So that's what he's saying. Phalam. And kriya is action. Action results it gives phalam. Then what? Karaka. This is another technical word. Yeah, we've seen it 1 or 2 times before. To do something, if I have to make dinner, karta is there. I have to make dinner. Right there, karta has come. I has come there, right there. Karta. Then what? I want to have food in front of me. Phalam. That is the final result. But to go from where I am now to there is a lot of action that is to be done. Kriya is there. But I need samagri. Samagri is required. And I need implements, tools are required, knife is required, cooker is required, and the stove is required. All those are karanani and instruments. And I need a pot, I need a pan, saptami, adhikaranam, a place where I can cook. These are all called karakas. All the implements, all the tools I need to execute my kriya in order to get the phalam are called karakas. And these karakas are represented by vibhaktis in grammar. There is a connection between these karakas that accomplished me, that help me accomplish what I want. So in Sanskrit, there is Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Tritiya Vibhakti, like that. Okay. And these are all, that's a connection between the Karakas and the Vibhakti. Anyway, that's a side point. Kriya, Karaka. Karaka means what? Implements, accessories, things that are needed to complete the action, complete the Kriya. Okay.
Can you say agents of action?
So agent, see, generally we use the word agent for karta. Karta is the agent. So therefore, agent is not a good word to use. It may limit our thinking. So better to leave it as karaka, accessories. Beside agent, agent is minimum required. I want dinner, I have to exist, karta has to exist, no doubt. So therefore, those karakas have special names. Karta, grammar, prathama vibhakti, object, things that I need, karma, dvitiya vibhakti, next, instruments needed to achieve that. It's called karanam, tritiya vibhakti. Then, sampradhanam, things that you put in places, sampradhanam, that is called chaturthi vibhakti. Apadane panchami, apadane, things from where you have to get stuff. You have to call somebody and say, give me this. I don't. I remember that our days in the initial days in the US. You start cooking and you don't know what's needed, and somebody says you forgot to put turmeric. That's the idea we had about cooking. Without turmeric in India, you can't cook. Indian cooking not possible. Oh, turmeric is not there. Then next door, all these fellows Indians, they're all sitting in the same complex, and so knock, knock, knock. Give me some turmeric. So you have to do all these things. So this is the apadane panchami. That is apadanam. In grammar, it's called panchami. Like that. Anyway, so that's why karaka is a technical word, which basically means what? It means all the things needed to accomplish a task or an activity or a group of activities. That's all it is. Okay. So, okay. Kriya karaka phala lakshanam. Okay. Then what? Okay, that is sarva. That is how this world is. That's how I am. And that's the setup that I am in, right? The setup described by what? Kriyakaraka phala lakshanam and nama rupa karma trayam. Now what? What should I do now? Swa atma yathatmya jnanena. Jnanam, obviously, because ignorance can only be removed by jnanam. And so jnanena, by knowledge. Okay. And what kind of knowledge is this? Swatma yatatma jnana. Okay. Atma jnanam, that I understand. Knowledge of the self. Okay. Swatma means what? Well, okay, if in case Atma is confusing, Swatma, okay, myself, okay, my own self, the nature of Atma. And what type of nature of Atma? Yathatma jnana. What kind of knowledge? Yathatma jnana. Yathatma is what? Yatha Atma. Yatha Atma. As the Atma has to be understood, who decides what is this knowledge of Atma? Who decides? Who decides what is Atma? Brahma Vidya, what is Atma Vidya? Who decides? So therefore, Vastu Tantra, who decides? Who decides what is How do you define pot? What is pot? Suppose somebody asks. Suppose a boy asks, young child asks, what is pot? I've never heard. I've never seen a pot. Because these days you don't see pots. Then suddenly a word pot comes. What is pot? Dad, what is pot? How do you define it? Then you have to define it. You have to find a way to tell this child what a pot is. But what a pot is decided by whom? It is decided by the pot. Correct? Because pot only decides what pot is. I may not know how to communicate what pot is, but that's my problem. But pot is defined by the pot. So here, yathatma jnanam, yathatmya jnanena. Exactly as Atma has to be understood. Some people say Atma is body. Deham pranam apindriyanya pichalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu. How many of you have heard that? Yeah. Few people are raising your hands. Dakshinamurti Stotra. Deham. Atma is body. That's it. Over. No. Deham pranam. Pranam. Prana is the Atma. No, you're foolish. Body is gross. Oh, okay. Deham pranam api indriyani. No. Prana, subtler than prana is indriya. Indriyani. So some people say Atma is indriyani. Deham pranam api indriyanya pichalam buddhihi. Chalam buddhihi. No. Buddhi. Buddhi, indriyani and all is all sukshmam, but this is more sukshmam than indriyani. It's called buddhihi. And not ordinary buddhi. Chalam buddhihi. Flickers of consciousness. Some people say that is what it is. So that is a one type of Buddhist philosophy. No, it is not flicker of consciousness. What is Atma? Shunyam viduhu. Deham pranam api indriyanya pichalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu. Shankaracharya says, Stri balandha jadopamastahamiti. They are all Stri. Stri means what? Literal meaning is feminine, women. No, Stri means emotionally they're talking all kinds of nonsense. That is what Stri there means. Bala, they're all children. Like children don't know. They're just happily playing around. They're saying whatever they want to say. Stri, Bala, Andha. They're all blind people. Stri, Bala, Andha, Jadopamastahamiti. So therefore, here, Yathatmya Jnanena, you should know Atma exactly as what Atma is. And so we have to rely on Veda. Veda is a pramanam for that. And it has to be interpreted properly because the very word can be interpreted any way you want. You go to 10 people, they will tell you 10 different things and you'll wonder. Somebody said in class 2 years ago, Jaykumarji, after studying this, I'm now confused. Why are you confused? I mean, that's a slap on my face, really speaking. No, why are you confused? No, I've been studying, reading this book and that Guruji's book and this Isha book and that. Then I said, yeah, exactly. That is a recipe for confusion. Stick with one person. She gave the answer. She asked the question, she herself gave the answer. So, that is what will happen. But at least Yathatmyam is okay. As Atma should be understood, that we can appreciate Swatma Yathatma Jnanena. Okay. And then what? So, okay, now how should I do this? Tell me more. Marichi, give me an example. Yes. Marichi Udaka Rajju Sarpa Gaganamalani. Iva Marichi Rajju Gagana Swarupa Darshanena Eva. Darshanena Eva. Only by seeing Darshanam or only by Darshanam. Okay, he's going to give an example. By seeing what? Marichi Udaka. Marichi Udaka. Udaka means water. Marichi Udaka is mirage water. Mirage water. Okay. Marichi Udaka, leave the rest aside for now. Marichi Udaka Iva Marichi. Hey, this water that you see outside, how do you resolve that? How do you know that it's false? It's not absolutely real. Well, by knowing that it is mirage water. Marichi means mirage. By knowing that this water is nothing but a mirage. Marichi means the play of the sun's rays, and so the reflection, etc., total internal reflection and all is there. So there's a science behind that. And so that's what makes us see water when there is really no water. So by seeing the water as mirage water, as a mirage, okay, Marichi Udaka, Marichi Iva. Next, Rajju Sarpa, Rajju Iva. I hope you're making the connections, right, between the two long words. Rajju Sarpa, there is a snake. There is a snake. And how are you going to deal with the snake? Well, the way to deal with that snake is Sarpa, Rajju Iva, Darshanena Eva. There is only one way to remove the fear of snake, which is to see this rope where you see a snake. So Rajju Sarpaha, Rajjuhu Iva Darshanena, or Rajju Darshanena Iva. Just like seeing the rope where you see a snake. Then what else? Gagana Malani, Gagana Darshanena Iva. Gagana Malani. Gagana is space. Akasha. Gagana. Gagan. Space. The space is dirty. Malani, dirt. Pollution. Space is polluted. Somebody says. Shankara is saying, you know what? Space cannot be. He knows a little about pollution also. And dirt. He says space can never be polluted. You can say air is polluted. You can say water is polluted, but you can never say space is polluted. If you say space pollution, then what is that? Okay, maybe you're referring to a particular volume around Earth, and that portion is polluted. Polluted means that the air in that portion is polluted, whatever. So he says, Gagana Malani, Gagana Swarupa Darshanena. Hey, the Swarupa of all this pollution is space, which can never be polluted. Okay? That's his logic there. Okay? Right. So, Eva, right? There are two words here. Eva is a word, Eva is another word. I hope you made a note there. Darshane Naiva. Naiva is Darshanena Eva. Okay. And that Eva becomes the most important word in this whole phrase. Means only by, that is Advaita Vedanta. That word Eva is what makes it Advaita Vedanta. Only by. It means what? The solution should be commensurate with the problem. Diagnosis. Whatever the doctor sees in the lab reports and in the assessment that he or she makes by checking us out, based on that alone, the doctor has to prescribe the treatment. And here the diagnosis is Ajnanam. I don't know this. I don't. The only thing that is there is rope. How to get rid of the snake? If you say there is eva, darshanena eva. Swarupa darshanena eva. You have to see the swarupa of the snake. Eva. Only by that means you cannot do anything else. No other karma can remove that. Remove that ignorance. Karma is unopposed to ignorance. Avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartayet. Shankaracharya says in Atmabodha, Avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartayet. Hey, this avidya is such a thing. Karma cannot remove avidya. Because karma, avirodhitaya karma, karma is not opposed to avidya, he says. They're not opposed to each other. Karma, in fact, is caused by avidya. Therefore, how can karma oppose avidya? Avirodhitaya karma na avidyam vinivartayet. Therefore, karma does not have the capacity to remove avidya. So what? Vidya vidyam nihantyeva tejastimira sanghavat. Vidya avidyam nihanti eva. Only vidya can remove avidya. Only vidya is opposed to avidya. Only two things, vidya and karma. So only two, they are the two things in Vedanta. So only vidya can remove avidya. Can you give me an example? Tejas timira sanghavat. Just like tejas, light, timira sanghavat. Hey, this darkness can be removed only by one thing. Nothing else can remove darkness. No amount of activity can remove darkness. No amount of meditation can remove darkness. No amount of doing Shirshasana, standing on the head, will remove darkness. Only light can remove darkness. Like that he says that. Okay. Therefore, Swarupa Darshanena eva, by seeing the Swarupa, okay, of these things, Prajju Sarpa, etc., right? That is the only way to do this Pravilapanam. Pravilapanam is that resolution. Okay, then what happens? What happens to this person? Swastaha, Prashantatma, Kritakrityaha, Bhavati. Bhavati becomes. This person becomes Swastaha without doing anything. Just this Pravilapanam is enough, sitting in the same place without traveling anywhere, without paying any money to anybody, without going to the store, without doing anything, becomes Swastaha. Swastaha. So Advaita Swarupe Nishtaha. Means that person is now has this clear vision of Advaita, the self. Atma, Sarvam, Khalu, Idam, Brahma, Tad Brahma, Aham Asmi, Brahmaiva Aham Asmi. Okay. That vision, with that vision, that person is liberated. Swastaha. Swasmin Tishtati iti Swastaha. No longer has anything to do, and therefore called Krita Krityaha. Krita Krityaha. Krityaha means Kartavyaha. To be done is called Krityaha. Technical word, it's often used to describe a person, a jnani, okay, a jivan muktaha, Krita Krityaha. So Kritam, Kritani Krityani yena saha, Krita Krityaha. Means what? The one who has done everything that is to be done. The one who has done everything that is to be done. Which means what? This statement can only be made. Nobody can ever say, I've done everything. No sooner than you say, I've done everything, I have to go to the restroom. And then what happened? I thought you just said, I've done everything that is to be done. No, this karma is going to be going on all the time. Therefore, that person is not a kritakritya. It has to do with seeing the self as a karta. The minute that is done, then every karma is what? Leela. That's why they use the word Leela. Bhagavan's Leela and all they say, you know. Bhagavan ka Leela hai. So why? Because this karma is now a glory. It is an embellishment. It adorns me. It comes out of a jnani.
Guruji, Sthita Prajna? Same as Sthita Prajna?
Swastaha, Sthita Prajna. The Prajna, Sthira Prajna. All that is identical. Yeah. Swastaha, Krita Krityaha. Then also Prashantatma. Shankara is in the mood to give all these words. Prashantatma. One who is no longer, one who is free from disturbances. Despite bodily aches and pains, despite surgeries happening on his body, Prashantatma, okay, and Prashantatma Vigatabhihi Brahmachari Vrate Sthitaha. There we saw the word Prashanta. Chapter 6, 6:14, if you want to make a note. Manas samyamya macchittaha yukta asita matparaha. So there the word Prashantatma was used by Sri Krishna. That same word he's using here. Okay. So when that person has falsified the ahankara is what makes me say, I am this, I am that, I am mortal, I am in pain, I am finished, I am no good, I am inadequate, I am depressed, I am this, all kinds of I am coming one after the other. And it's constantly changing also. I am happy, then immediately I am sad. So this I, ahankara, is just confused. So once that confusion is gone, okay, after that I can go through whatever problems. That is because the body has to go through that. Okay. And so that person is called a Prashantatma, Kritakrityaha, Swastaha, Yataha Ataha Tad Darshanartham. Yataha Ataha. That's another peculiar Sanskrit you say. Yataha means because. Ataha means therefore. Because of this, therefore, because of all the things that I've told you, because of that, therefore, Ataha Tad Darshanartham. In order to demonstrate that, in order to show that, in order to help us take this forward, because you're asking me to do Pravilapanam as though it is like, go read this book. If you go read this book, I can read the book. Keep the shoes outside the door. I can do that also. All these things I can do. But go do Nididhyasanam means what? It's not something I've heard before. Atma is not known. Nothing is known. Therefore, tad darshanartham, in order to highlight all these things, help you take the next step, Upanishad is going to say the next mantra. That is how Shankaracharya is introducing this mantra number 14. Okay, okay, let's read that. Uttishtatha jagrata
Uttishta jagrada prapya
prapyavaran nibodhata
prapyavaran nibodhata
kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya
surasya dhara nishita duratyaya
durgam patastat kavayo vadanti.
durgam pradastat kavayo vadanti
Again, Uttishtata Jagrata
uttishta jagrata
Prapyavaran Nibodhata
prapyavaran nibodhata
Shurasya Dhara Nishita Duratyaya
surasya dhara nishita duratyaya
Durgam Pathastat Kavayo Vadanti.
durgam yadastadat tatparakavayo vadanti.
So, how many of you have heard this Uttishtata Jagrata? Yeah, many of you have heard it. Even though we have not studied the Upanishad, we don't know where it comes from. Just like Satyameva Jayate. We've all heard it. But when we study Mundaka Upanishad, we say, oh, this is where it's coming from. Oh, the founders of our country studied the Upanishads also. Yeah, obviously, somebody studied it. Otherwise, the statement cannot come. Cannot come. So they were all jnanis, those people. And so, Swami Vivekananda ji, this statement is attributed to him. And I think he may have said it. I personally don't know where he said it. Could be Chicago, etc. Could be before that also. I don't know. Some of you may know that. But clearly we know that he is the one who popularized this Uttishtata Jagrata. One of my friends used to be very fond of this. His name also is Vivek. And so in his signature, in the emails, there is a signature. And the signature used to be there. Uttishtata Jagrata. Arise, awake, stop not till you succeed, or stop not till the goal is reached, something like that. Very inspiring, and his name also is Vivek. So it was good, very nice. Oh. So, and then that Uttishtata Jagrata. See, in this mantra, Kshurasya Dhara is there. Okay? Kshurasya Dhara. Kshurasya Dhara means Dhara is edge. Kshurasya, edge of a razor or edge of a knife. Sharp object, and the edge is also very sharp. So that is being mentioned here. So Somerset Maugham writes a book called Razor's Edge, The Razor's Edge. Okay? That he is inspired by this story, by this Kathopanishad. Obviously, they've all studied all this. Okay? And so there he talks about a veteran of, I think, World War I. And that veteran is disillusioned because this war, people who go to war, fight wars and all, their lives are all shattered. And generally, unless they have counseling, they are the ones who need a lot of counseling because they have seen bloodshed. They've killed people day in and day out, killing people. That's not going to. It requires. It's not a job that's meant for a human being, really speaking. So this guy is disillusioned, and then he goes through life, and the story goes, and then all his friends they're all doing fine. Then the story turns around, and then he becomes he figures out the truth of life, and then he's happy while his friends are all unhappy. Something like that. I think the story is Razor's Edge. Yeah. So Uttishtata, literal meaning is get up. That is the literal meaning. Uttishtata. All of you get up. It's a plural. It's a plural usage. You all get up. What does that mean? You yam uttishtata. Shankaracharya is going to say, he's going to say what? He's going to say, Jnana yogyata prapyata. Go equip yourself to gain this knowledge. That is what he's going to translate. There's nothing to do with physical getting up. Okay. Then jagrata. Okay. Once I'm ready for it, then what should you do? Gain that knowledge. Jnanam prapyata. Uttishtata jagrata. What should I do to gain knowledge? Prapya varan nibodhata. Varan prapya. Varan means what? See, in Tamil, varam means an alliance, We look for alliances for our children, So that's called varam. It's called varam. Means that word varam is very beautiful. It's very sacred, We say we found a boy, we found a girl, like that we say. But that's a very crude usage. Varam. Varam means we don't use a nice word for that. Varam. So it's a lifelong alliance. Yeah? So that's called varam. Sreshtaha. Here also Shankara uses the word varan, plural. Varan here means what? Shankaracharya is going to say teachers. Good teachers he is going to say. Good gurus. Okay. The next question will be, how do I find a good guru? Okay.
It means boon in Marathi. Var means boon.
Var means boon also. Like Nachiketa asked verse, Varani, right? That also is boon. There. Correct. Okay. So here, Varan here means Acharyas. Prakristan Acharya is going to say that. Okay. We'll see that shortly. Good, reputed teachers go after them. Then what? Why should I do all this? Kshurasya Dhara. Anybody should do books and all. I have a lot of books in my library. It should also work. No. Kshurasya Dhara. This is like a razor's edge. Walking on a razor's edge. Kshurasya Dhara. Nishita Duratyaya. Nishita. Nishita means sharpened. That razor's edge, it's not razor's edge, sharpened razor's edge. So this moksha business is like walking on a razor's edge. Duratyaya, it is like just like walking on a sharpened razor's edge is difficult. Duratyaya means because it is difficult. Because this Marga is like that. Okay. And Durgam Pathaha, that path is Durgam, very difficult to tread, walk on, that path. Durgam Pathaha. Like this, Kavayaha Vadanti. Like this, the people who know Jnaninaha, they say it like this. They express this particular Jnana Marga to be like this. Like that, Yama says in the Upanishad to Nachiketa. Okay, so now let's look at the Bhaashyam. So therefore he says, you can't have a casual attitude to the Shastram. You have to have a committed approach. That's the meaning. Anadya vidya prasuptaha
अनाद्य विद्या प्रसुप्ताः
uttishtata
उत्तिष्ठत
he jantavaha
हे जन्तवः
atma jnanabhimukha bhavata
आत्मज्ञानाभिमुखा भवत
jagrata
जाग्रत
ajnana nidrayaha
अज्ञाननिद्रायाः
ghora rupayaha
घोररूपायाः
sarvanartha bija bhutayaha
सर्वानर्थबीजभूतायाः
shayam kuruta.
क्षयं कुरुत.
Yeah. He's explaining the two words uttishtata and jagrata. Okay. Let's see what he says. Hey jantavaha. He's addressing. Shankaracharya is saying, Yama is addressing all of us. Don't think he's only teaching Nachiketa. Hey jantavaha. He's the word jantu. Jantu. Generally, jantu is what? Jantu is animal. That is what we say. But he's saying, you look at animals and say, hey, jantu. But I am going to tell all of you are jantus. Hey, jantavaha. Oh, people. And further, who are you? Anadi avidya prasuptaha. Prasuptaha. Suptaha means sleeping. Suptaha, sleeping. Prasuptaha, sleeping very well. This sleep is so good. This kind of sleep is undescribable. It's continuous. It is undisturbed. Nobody can disturb this kind of sleep. That kind of sleep, it is one that nobody can disturb. That kind of sleep. Prasuptaha. Why is it like this? Because it's caused by avidya, ignorance. How long has this ignorance been there? Oh, anadi kalat. There's no beginning for this ignorance. It's been always there. That's why this is called, you people are all sleeping. One in deep sleep, we should say, deep sleep of ignorance, beginningless ignorance, right? Anadi avidya prasuptaha. Okay, now he has finished addressing us. Then what does he say? He says, Uttishtata. Uttishtata. Atma jnana abhimukhaha bhavata. Okay? Atma jnana abhimukhaha bhavata. Bhavata, become. Become Atma jnana abhimukha. Turn yourself towards Atma jnana. In fact, he could have said Atma bhimukha bhavata also, he could have said. Turn yourself towards Atma also, he could have said. Nothing wrong with that. Correct? That would have been fine also. But here he's saying Atma jnana bhimukha bhavata. So that he's emphasizing that knowledge of Atma, self-knowledge. Turn yourself towards self-knowledge. Yeah. So that is the jnana yogyata prapyata. Another commentator says jnana yogyata prapyata. Qualify yourself, equip yourself for this journey. Just like you go somewhere, you pack things up, you know what you want, etc. So exactly like that, you pack stuff in your journey like that. Make sure you equip yourself for this journey. Okay. Uttishtata vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Too many priorities? Cut down priorities. Cut. Cut karo. Cut down to a point where you come to just This is my priority. I'm going to do a lot of things, all right, but my priority is crystal clear. So prepare yourself. Mai sarvani karmani. Karma yoga. See, the Upanishad is not going to talk about karma yoga. Karma yoga, if you talk, is a huge text. That's why Bhagavad Gita is elaborate. Upanishad is not obligated for all that because Upanishad assumes all of us are adhikaris. Vivekam, Vairagyam, Shamadamadi, and Mumukshutvam is all there. So it jumps straight. Okay, and therefore we have to fill up the blanks. We have to keep filling up the blanks. The third chapter, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya chetasa nirashi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasya vigatajvaraha. Mai sarvani karmani samya. Surrender all your activities to me. Ishvararpana buddhi. Nirmamo bhutva nirvairaha. Prasada buddhi. That one shloka, I think it is shloka number 330. That's what I've written here. So you can look it up later. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Brilliant statement, not ordinary statement. I have authority only over action, my actions, but not over the results. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Therefore, ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Therefore, don't consider yourself to be the author, to be the creator of the things you have done. People might say, this is a great job. Yeah, in the mind you say, send that greatness to Bhagavan. Yes, thank you. You are welcome to say thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can say, the mind, thank you, Bhagavan. Thank you, Bhagavan. So, ma karma phala heturbuhu mate sangostva karmani. Just because God is doing all these things, you don't stop doing stuff. You have to do what is to be done. Don't surrender your thinking ability. Don't surrender dharma like that. Okay? You have to do what is to be done. So all that Atma Jnana Abhimukha Bhavata, that is a meaning to be understood from all of that. Then Jagrata, Ajnana Nidrayaha, Ghora Rupayaha, Sarvanartha Bija Bhutayaha, Kshayam Kuruta, do. Kshayam Kuruta, do what? Do Kshaya. Means do removal. Literal meaning. Kshayam Kuruta, remove. Start the process of this dissipation, removal. Okay. Kshaya, body also Kshaya, apakshiyate vinashyati. That is a quality of anything in this world. Okay, decline. So here also he says, start that process. What process should I start? The removal of what? Ajnana nidrayaha. Because earlier he has already said, okay, this is the first time he is, okay, anadi vidya avidya prasuptaha. So, ajnana nidrayaha kshayam kurute. Remove this nidra, this sleep, and this big sleep that has been there forever. Okay, and at least let it not continue forever. It's been there forever. I past is past. I can't do anything about it. Okay, so ajnana nidrayaha kshayam kurute. And tell me a little more about this ajnana nidra. What does it do to me? Ghora rupa yaha sarvanartha bija bhuta yaha. These are very popular usages. Shankaracharya uses it all the time. Let's look at this one. Sarva anartha bija bhuta yaha. Bhuta means characterized by. Bhuta, characterized by, of the nature of what? Anartha bija. Bija. Of the nature of that which causes, like a seed that is pregnant with a seed, and so it is about to give birth to something. And it will give birth to what? What does the seed give birth to? Sarva anartha. Anartha means whatever I don't like is called anartha. Whatever a human being does not want is called anartha. Artha is security. Anartha is not lack of security. Anything that makes me insecure. Sarva. Anything you can think of. List everything. That is called Sarva Anartha. So this Ajnana, Nidra is the seed. Ajnanam is the seed for all the things that a human being does not want. Okay? Sarva Anartha. And what is it? What other form it is? Ghora Rupaya. It can take all kinds of forms. It can be small mosquito bites, or it can be bigger things also. Ghora Rupam. It can be like our Arjuna saw in the Vishwarupa Darshanam. Correct? So it can be all types of things. That kind of Ajnana Nidraya, Kshayam Kurita. Okay, all of you. Kurita is plural. It is addressing you all, you yam in Sanskrit. All of you should do that. So it's an exhortation. It's a call for action. Okay? So may you exhaust that frightening sleep of ignorance. That's the translation of that. Okay, let's continue. Katham.
Katham.
No, Jagrata. Okay, Jagrata. That's fine. Katham.
Katham.
Prapya Upagamya.
Prapya upagamya.
Varan Prakrishtan Acharyan.
Varan prakishtana acharya.
Tadvidaha.
Tad vidaha.
Tad Upadishtam.
Tad upadishtam.
Sarvantaratmanam.
Sarvantara atmanam.
Aham Asmi Iti.
Aham asmi iti.
Nibodhata.
Nibodhata.
Avagachata.
Avagachata.
Yeah. Katham. Katham. How?
Sarvantaram Atmanam or Sarvantara Atmanam?
Okay. Sarvantaram Atmanam. Correct. You're right. Sarvantaram Atmanam. Okay. We may have read it wrong. Huh? Okay. Katham. How? All right. Uttishtata Jagrata. How do I do all this? All right. Prapya Upagamya Varan Prakashtan Acharyan. Varan Prapya. Having gained something. What is it I have to gain? That is a question here. Varan means what? Prakrishtan Acharyan. Acharyan. Achinoti. Swayam Acharati iti Acharya. One who knows and one whose life is in keeping with what one knows. That is called an Acharya. Not something somebody knows something. That is okay. That is not what's called for. More than that. No, the person's life also reflects that knowledge. That's called Acharya. Okay, Achinoti, Swayam Acharati, iti Acharya. Beautiful. These words are all very, as you can see, you can't just translate Acharya as teacher. There is no connection between the word teacher and Acharya, really. But we have to be aware of that. That's all. Okay. Okay. Acharya. And what kind of Acharya? Even among Acharyas, Prakrishtan Acharya. Because this topic being Sukshmam, anybody who knows the subject is not enough. The person has to be Prakrishta, has to know what it's all about, has to know the nuances, has to know it, and has to know how to communicate it. Everybody who knows did not know how to communicate. People who know how well to communicate did not know what it is. So it's not an easy thing. They both have to match. Both have to be there in one person. Therefore, Prakrishtan Acharya. Okay. So the person must know and must know how to communicate, because because the subject is subtle. Otherwise, the students will say, I'm more confused now than I was before. But this is the very sad. We can't be in that situation. Therefore, Prakrishtan Acharya. Okay. That is the meaning of Varan. And also one more word. Okay, tadvidaha. Okay, another word he uses, tadvidaha. Tadvidaha. Also, tadvidaha, those who know that. Tad means what? Those who know that. Those who know Atma, which is the subject of this discussion, Purusha, those who know that Purusha, Brahma, right? Tadvidaha, those who know that. Prapya upagamya. Prapya, literal meaning is gaining. But he's saying, no, it's better to translate that as, understand that as upagamya, having approached. Having approached, because they're not going to come to you. I have to go to them. That is a meaning. Like Arjuna went to Krishna. Shishyasteham shadimam prapannam. Arjuna said the word, I am your Shishya. Krishna didn't say, you are now my student. I'm going to start teaching. No, no Acharya will do that. Therefore, upagamya, having approached such people, okay, then what? Upadishtam, tadupadishtam. Yeah, tadupadishtam. Sarvantaram atmanam. Aham asmi iti nibodhata avagacchata. Okay, nibodhata means what? Avagacchata. Nibodhata means avagam means in Sanskrit, no, understand. So, nibodhata, understand clearly. What should I understand? Sarvantaram atmanam. Okay. You have to understand Atma. Atmanam avagachat. Understand Atma. What kind of Atma it is? Sarvantaram. Many Atmas are there? No. That Atma, which is the same Atma, which is there in every being. Not different Atmas. Don't come out after this teaching and say so many Atmas are there. And same Atma, but many Atmas. No. Either it is same Atma or it is many Atmas. You have to decide what it is. And he says, Sarvantaram Atmanam Ekameva Atmanam. Okay. Tadupadishtam, which is taught by them. Tadupadishtam means what? Taught by such Prakrishtan Acharyan. Prakrishtebhyaha Acharyabhyaha Upadishtam. Tadupadishtam, taught by them. And in what sense, in what way are you going to understand that Atma? Aham asmi iti. This Atma, which is Sarvantaram, which is there everywhere. Everybody's essence is that same Atma. Aham asmi, that Atma, Aham, it is not a concept out there. Some Brahma is a concept and which is the essence of everything and all. If I come out, then it is called Paroksha Jnanam. You're talking about something that is out there. It's another concept. But you have to convert the concept into myself. I am not a concept. A concept is not studying Upanishad. I am studying Upanishad. The real I, which has all these real problems, is the one that is studying this Upanishad. That I, that real I, that I, which is the most real to me. Everything else can disappear. In sleep, all things disappear. I am the only one who exists. That I. Okay. Aham asmi iti. Whatever I study from the Prakrishtan Acharyan, aham asmi iti. Okay. Avagacchata. Okay, may I know that? Okay, that's the way to know it, is what he's saying. Then let's read the next one. Nahi
Nahi
upekshitavyam
upekshitavyam
iti
iti
krutihi
Shrutihi
anukampaya aha matruvat
anukampaya aha matrivat
ati sukshma buddhi.
ati sukshma buddhi
In fact, ati sukshma buddhi vishayatvat
ati sukshma buddhi vishayatvat
jneyasya.
gneyasya.
Okay, let's pause with that. And now Shankara is commenting on that statement. Bodhata, okay, prapya varan, right? He's saying, nahi upekshita iti shrutihi aha. Shrutihi aha. Shruti, right? For a Veda is Shruti. And Upanishad is saying, what is Upanishad saying? Nahi upekshitavyam. Upekshanam, upekshitavyam. Upekshanam is what? being indifferent, being indifferent. Oh, it is something that, something, some esoteric stuff they're talking about. Don't ignore like that. It is not esoteric stuff. It is about art. It is about you. It may appear to be talking about something else, but actually it is about you only. And so don't ignore it. Don't be indifferent. Nahi upekshitavyam iti shrutihi aha. And matravat anukampaya, with a lot of compassion. Anukampaya aha. Anukampa said, bolti hai. Shruti matravat, like mother. Like the mother, how repeatedly goes on and on every day, day after day for years. ये नहीं खाना है बाबा, but बेटा ऐसा नहीं करना है, ऐसा नहीं करना है बेटा. मैंने कितना बार बोला तुमको, आपको, हाँ, ये ठीक नहीं है, आपका तबीयत नहीं अच्छा नहीं रहेगा. You should not do it. You will fall down. You will break your leg. You will break your hand. You should not run like this. Constant. Only Anukampa can make this happen, correct? Otherwise, the mother will say, I'm tired of all this. That is why Shankaracharya here is using the word Shruti, not Veda. Shruti is feminine gender, Veda is masculine gender. Because mother, he wants to bring that Matrivat, that compassion he wants to bring. Okay? And so, Matrivat, all right? Then next read the. Oh no, Ati Sukshma Buddhi Vishayatvat. Why is the Shruti having this kind of Anukampa? Why this kind of compassion? Because Ati Sukshma Buddhi Vishayatvat Nyayasya. Because this Nyayasya means Nyatavyasya, means whatever is to be known, which the Shastram is talking about, Ati Sukshma Buddhi Vishayatvat. Because it's something, it's a topic, it's a subject which requires a Sukshma Buddhi, Ati Sukshma Buddhi. Because it requires moving from the world of Anatma to another world called Atma. It requires, yesterday we were talking, it requires us to move from Nama to Anama, Rupa to Arupa, okay? Object, karma to subject, karta, kartrutvam to akartrutvam, finite to infinite. It's difficult, very difficult. That journey nobody ever talked to me about, nobody ever told me about. Therefore, Anukampaya, Shruti is very patient with us. Okay? Okay, let's read the next one. Kim iva.
Hariji.
Hariji, you can unmute yourself. Hari Ramakrishna. Kim iva.
Kim iva.
Sukshma buddhihi.
Sukshma buddhihi.
Iti uchyate.
Iti uchyate.
Shurasya dhara.
Kshurasya dhara.
Agram.
Agram.
Nishita.
Nishita.
Tikshni krita.
Tikshni krita.
Dhuratyaya.
Dhuratyaya.
Dukkhena atyayaha.
Dukkena atyayaha.
Yasyaha sa dhuratyaya.
Yasyaha sa dhuratyaya.
Yeah, let's stop with that. Kim eva sukshma buddhihi. Can you give me an example of this sukshma buddhi? You're keeping on telling sukshma buddhi and all that, subtle intellect and things like that. Can you give me an example? Yeah. Churasya dhara. Okay, that is the moolam. That's the words of Yamadharma Raja. Dhara means agram, means edge. Shurasya, he doesn't say. It's understood. Shurasya means of a knife or a razor, edge of a razor. Nishita is equal to Tikshni Krita. Okay. Tikshni Krita. So, Nishita, sharpened. That has been sharpened. The edge of a razor that is sharpened. Vikshnikrita. Okay. Now, that is not Sukshma Buddhi yet. Okay. Duratyaya. Duratyaya means what? Dukkena atyayaha yasyaha sa duratyaya. Just like the edge of a razor said that the Sukshma Buddhi is not like a sharp like a laser, not yet. Just like the edge of a sharpened edge of a razor cannot be traversed, cannot be walked over, cannot be treaded. That's just like it is difficult to tread over that kind of an object. Kena atyayaha yasyaha sa duratyaya. Just like the Buddhi is like that. I mean, just like just like the razor is so difficult to cross, which therefore requires a lot of skill. In that example, a lot of physical skill, etc. But here what? Let's see what he says here. Let's read the next one. Yatha sa. What is next? After Hari, it is Hemavati.
यथा सा
Padhyam durgamaniya
पद्भ्यां दुर्गमनीया
tatha
तथा
durgam
दुर्गम
dusampadhyam
दुःसम्पाद्यम्
iti etat.
इति एतत्.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Yatha sa padbhyam durgamaniya. Just like that sharpened edge of a razor is difficult to cross durgamaniya by padbhyam, by the 2 feet. Okay, by the 2 feet. Tatha. So also durgam dusampadhyam ityetat. So also this path is also durgam, is difficult to tread, is difficult to go by, it is difficult to sampadhyam, difficult to gain, difficult to get, difficult to walk this path, tread this path. And path is coming next. Let's read that also. Hemaji or somebody else next. Pathaha
अतः
panthanam
पन्थानं
tat tam
तत् तं
tatvajnana lakshanam
तत्त्वज्ञानलक्षणं
margam
मार्गं
kavayaha
कवयः
medhavinaha
मेधाविनः
vadanti
वदन्ति
ज्ञेयस्य
ज्ञेयस्य
अतिसूक्ष्मत्वात्
अतिसूक्ष्मत्वात्
विषयस्य
विषयस्य
ज्ञानमार्गस्य
ज्ञानमार्गस्य
दुस्सम्पाद्यत्वं
दुःसम्पाद्यत्वं
वदन्ति इति अभिप्रायः.
वदन्ति इति अभिप्रायः.
Yeah, so Durgam. What is difficult? What is difficult to tread over? Pathaha, Panthanam. Pathaha is saying it is Panthanam. Path, the word path comes from this Sanskrit word path, or here in this case, pathin. And so Pataha is plural, and so his Shankaracharya is converting it to singular. Dvitiya Vibhakti, Panthanam. Tat, tam, tattva jnana lakshanam. In Gita Press, the words tat and tam are not there. You can add those 2 words. So tat, because the word tat is there in the moolam, you know. So tat tam panthanam, that path. And what is that path? Tatvajnana Lakshanam Margam. That Margam, path means Marga. Marga is path. And so, what kind of path is it? Tatvajnana Lakshanam Margam. A path that is correct. Don't think it has, you have to walk, you have to go somewhere, etc. And don't bring your ideas of Swarga here and heaven and all that. Keep that aside. Tatvajnana Lakshanam. It is of the nature of knowing the truth. And truth of what? If you say, earlier we saw Atmanam, Sarvantaram Atmanam, Ahamasmiti, and all he had said just now. So that truth, so that
Guruji,
is what.
Guruji, in PDF, it is only Jnana Lakshanam. There's no Tattva Jnana Lakshanam.
Oh, there is no Tattva. Okay, in Gita Press, there is Tattva Jnana Lakshanam. So you can say Tat, Tam, you can add Tattvam also. Tattva Jnana Lakshanam. If you want, you can add that. It's the same meaning. Jnana Lakshanam also is fine. Same meaning. Okay. So that path which is characterized by the gaining the self-knowledge, right? Kavayaha medhavinaha. The Kavayaha vadanti. That is what moolam. Words in the moolam. And kavihi, kavayaha. Kavihi often translated as poet. Poet. But here in Shastram, kavi does not mean poet. Kavi means dirghadarshi. Dirghadarshi means one who can see far. One who can see far away that nobody else can see. One who can read between the lines. One who will not take things exactly as they appear. One who will think through and analyze what is seen and see if it is really true, etc. That kind of a person is called Kavi. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, Medhavinaha. Medhavis. Medhavis. They are Medhavis. And in here in our culture, Tamil Nadu, it is, my mother used to scold me. நீ பெரிய மேதாவின்னு நினைப்பு அப்படின்னு she would say. Means, oh, you think you're a மேதாவி? That's what she used to curse me. And, we create all kinds of problems for them. So they have ways of telling our swarupa, So medhavi nenap. Okay. So kavayaha vadanti. These people, wise people say that. Okay. This is what wise people say. And nyayasya. Why do they say like this? Nyayasya. Jnatavyasya. Whatever is to be known, ati sukshmatvat, because it's very subtle. What is to be known is Atma. Anatma is gross. I'm an expert in figuring out this gross world, exactly knowing what to do, what, where, etc. Whom to call, when to call, everything I know. Who are the influential people in this society? All I know. But when it comes to Atma, ati sukshmatvat, tad vishayasya jnana margasya. That jnana marga, patha, right? So jnana margasya, tad vishayasya, atma jnana vishayasya, dusampadhyatvam vadanti iti abhiprayaha. He's saying abhiprayaha. The way to interpret this mantra is that this atma jnanam, being sukshmam, very subtle, it is difficult to gain unless we equip ourselves. That is what is being said. Dusampadhyatvam vadanti. Yartaha iti abhiprayaha. That is how Shankaracharya concludes the explanation of this mantra. Uttishtata Jagrata. Let's do the Anvaya. The summary of this mantra is what? Exactly as he had concluded. That because, first of all, Uttishtata Jagrata. Jnana Yogyatam Prapyata. Equip yourself for this knowledge. What is that knowledge? Atmik Jnana. Jagrata. Jagrata means may you gain that knowledge. And how do I do this? Prapya Varani Bodhata. By approaching the people who know this. Okay? Why? Because it's very subtle. And so the people who know this are going to be not everywhere around us. You have to take some effort to find such people. Because the knowledge is like that. Okay, let's do the Anvaya. He anadyavidya prasutaha jantavaha. There's a power cut here. Am I audible?
Yeah, please repeat it. I missed it.
He anadi avidya prasutaha jantavaha, which I pulled from Shankaracharya's comment. He anadi avidya prasutaha jantavaha. This is an address to all of us. Therefore, I brought that here. Next, Uyam Uttishtata. Uyam also supplied. Uyam is not added by Bhashyakara. I have added that word Uyam. Next, Atma Jnana Abhimuka Bhavata. Okay. Atma Jnana Abhimuka Bhavata. Pakriya? Pare. Class nothing to do. Yeah. Sorry, right. Somebody wanted to see. She's been watching these classes. Okay. Atma Jnana Abhimuka Bhavata. Next. Uyam Jagrata. Uyam Jagrata. Look at brackets. Add the word Jagrata. Jagrata is there in the mantra. You have to add Jagrata. Jagrata. Because grammatically it is Jagrata. I mean Jagrata. Jagrata is not a grammatically correct word. So Jagrata is Chandasam. Okay. Uyam Jagrata Jagrata in brackets. Again, further. Ajnana Nidrayaha Kshayam Kuruta, to help me understand this word Jagrata. Ajnana Nidrayaha Kshayam Kuruta. Shankaracharya's words.
Can you please repeat the last line?
Yeah. Uyam Jagrata Jagrata Ajnana Nidrayaha Kshayam Kuruta. Except Jagrata, everything else is supplied. Full stop. 2 sentences over, right? All right. Varan supplied Prakrishtan Acharyan. Varan Prakrishtan Acharyan Prapya Varan Prakrishtan Acharyan Prapya Upagamya. Okay. Varan Prakrishtan Acharyan Prapya Upagamya. Atmanam Nibodata. Atmanam Nibodata. Okay. Next. Full stop. Yatha Kshurasya Nishita Dhara. Yatha Kshurasya Nishita Dhara. Yatha Kshurasya Nishita Dhara Duratyaya. Duratyaya Durgamaniya Bhavati. Okay. Yatha Kshurasya Nishita Dhara Duratyaya Durgamaniya Bhavati. Okay. Comma Tatha Kavayaha. Tat pathaha. Tatha kavayaha tat pathaha. Durgam vadanti. Tatha kavayaha tat pathaha durgam vadanti. Okay, so we're going to read this again. He anadya vidya prasuptaha jantavaha! Exclamation mark. Yuyam uttishtata! Exclamation mark. Atmajnanabhimukha bhavata! Exclamation mark. Or full stop, whatever. Yuyam jagrata jagrita ajnana nidrayaha kshayam kuruta! Full stop. Varan prakishtan acharyan prapya upagamya atmanam nibodata. Full stop. Yatha kshurasya nishita dhara duratyaya durgamaniya bhavati kama tatha kavayaha tat pataha durgam vadanti. Full stop. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.